Horseshoe Bend Trail is kind of easy to miss because if you're coming from the Bellingham area and you're coming up this way on Mount Baker Freeway, you can miss it easily. Once you come over the bridge, it's an immediate right. You have to make a right-hand turn into these parking spots, and people tend to be going pretty fast through here, and the views are beautiful, so if you're not paying attention, you will miss where you're supposed to park. Hello, adventurers!
Hey, hi!
How you doing? We are up here.
I gotta watch where I'm going.
We're up here in the Mount Baker Wilderness doing the Horseshoe Bend Trail. We're excited to get out because we're not on shelter in place right now, but everything's closed down. Most
My
things are
gym
closed
is.
down.
That's why she's taking me out here, walking me.
Yeah, we need to get out. We need to enjoy nature. It is so beautiful right now in Washington, it's ridiculous. So we're just trying to get out and enjoy what we can.
We have the little munchkin with us, but
Yeah.
she is really anxious to go.
She's ready to walk, so we are too. We hope everybody's well and healthy.
Safe.
Unfortunately, due to coronavirus, our trip to Thailand has been postponed. We don't know when we're going to be able to replan, but we had to put off that trip because it's bad time for traveling, so we hope you're staying safe as well. So here's the trailhead. It's called Horseshoe Bend Trail, and it's supposed to be a really pretty trail along the river because it looks like it takes you down next to, this is the Mount Baker Highway. And then we were able to park over here. It didn't look like you needed a pass. And look at the views just from this little area we're parking. Considered like an easy to moderate hike. It's about 3 miles one way, it looks like. So we may not do the whole thing depending on how Mom feels. But here's the Mount Baker Scenic Byway. It's a beautiful drive up to Mount Baker. There's a lot of great hikes up here, but this time of the year, there's usually snow pretty far down. So there's a point when you're not allowed to go any further. But we're here doing this trail, and then there's also a short little trail, Nooksack Falls. It's supposed to be a nice one too. So maybe if we have time, we'll check that out as well. Oh wow, the views. I came down near the water to take a look at the rapids. The water is so clear. Let's see how cold it is. Oh, pretty darn cold. Oh, really cold. Yeah, that's cold water. Wave, Mom. We've passed quite a few young people, like children and young teenagers hiking this trail, which just shows that everybody's out of school and they're trying to find things to do. So hiking is a great way to go about, getting exercise and getting out and seeing a little bit of nature. So this trail isn't particularly steep and it doesn't have any really hard ups and downs, but it does have a lot of roots and it has a lot of steps and whatnot. So if mobility is difficult, you should be careful on this trail because it'd be easy to trip on something. feel about this trail, Mom?
It's beautiful.
Are you liking it?
I'm not good with rocks or roots or mud, so
Yeah.
I'm a little shell-shocked.
Just a little nervous. It is definitely rocky and rooty and muddy, so it's been an interesting hike. Poor Mama. She's stressing because Cece is not quite great on leash, and we're trying to teach her how to be better at it, and then trying to pay attention to the trail, as well as trying to teach Cece how to be a considerate leash walker has been challenging. Okay, so we thought since we're taking a break here by the falls, we're gonna do a quick little Q&A so you can get to know me and maybe Mom a little better if she answers any of the questions herself. But let's do a little quick Q&A. What do you think?
Sure, let's do that. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst and 5 being really treacherous, what do you rate this particular hike as?
Oh, I mean, I've been on some pretty strenuous hikes, so I'd say this is, it's probably like a 1.5 to 2 because it's not super strenuous, but there are definitely, like Mom said, a lot of roots and a lot of different rocks and whatnot. So it's not so easy that it's like a flat walk, but...
You can do it with a wheelchair.
No. This made me breathe heavy, let's put it that way.
I breathe heavy. So then, what has been your most treacherous hike you've been on?
I don't know if treacherous is the right word.
Well, scary.
Okay, well, treacherous hike. One time my friend Suzanne and I were at Nicene Marks, which is over in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and there was a mudslide, and actually it was my brother and Suzanne and I. We didn't want to go all the way back the way we had come, and so we actually went to an area where the mudslide was pretty settled, and we shouldn't have ever crossed it, but we ended up crossing it. And Suzanne has a picture of me getting stuck in the mud, and maybe if I can find it, I'll put a little clip of that here.
Embrace the mud.
Go the other way. Go the other way. There you right. Yeah, to your left. I'm gonna give him that. There you go. There you go.
It helps to have my shoe's coming off.
You got it. You got it. Almost there. Oh. Let's do it away.
Here. Do you need help? This is my clean hand. Let me give you my dirty hand. Oh.
You used to hike in Fremont, Mission Peak?
Yeah, Mission Peak.
What level of hike is that, Mission Peak?
Well, Mission Peak is actually a very difficult hike because it's steep, and it's steep for the majority of the hike up. It's about 3 miles up, and it's, I don't know what the incline was, but it's considered a very difficult hike. When we were at our best, when we were preparing for big long hikes, Suzanne and I would do it, we would do it double times. We'd go up one direction, come down, and then go up the other direction and go down twice. So we actually did Mission Peak twice, and that's when we were preparing for larger hikes. But that was a very hard hike.
So I used to go with them, and I've never made it to the top, but my scariest event on Mission Peak was we heard this cow bellowing, and it came running, and I'm like, what's wrong with that cow? And Amy had to pull me out of his path.
Yeah, because Mom was like staring at it, and she just paused, and so what you could hear, the baby cow was like over on a different part of the hill, and all of a sudden I heard like some hoof beats, and the mom cow was bellowing, and it came running because it was looking for the baby cow, and it came running straight at Mom, and Mom just froze and stood there. So I grabbed her, and actually no, I didn't grab you. I ran up to the cow, and I was like, hey, stop.
I thought I was going to be trampled.
She was going to let herself be trampled.
I was a deer in the headlights of this bellowing, running cow.
It was
fun.
That was an interesting hike for sure.
Treacherous.
Yeah.
Oh, did you come up against any animals or anything when you were hiking?
Yeah, I've never had any scary experiences coming up against animals hiking, but I've had some interesting and startling ones. Like once my friend Shell and I were climbing Mission Peak, but we were going a different route. There were like 3 or 4 different routes that you could take, and we were just by ourselves, and there was this meadow, and all of a sudden we were walking by the meadow, and a coyote, which had been sleeping in the meadow, pops up like bolt upright, stares at us like, oh my gosh. And we were like, oh my gosh. And it was funny to see like the facial expression on the coyote reflected in our own facial expression. And so then once it realized we were not going to chase after it, it ran off the opposite direction. But that was hilarious. That was a weird encounter with a coyote. In Yosemite on Half Dome, on the way down there was a yearling bear that was tearing apart wood trying to get to termites, and so we saw the bear, and it saw us, and it wasn't interested in it at all. But it was pretty cool to see a bear on that trip. Oh, and then
You didn't tell me about that. There was a bear?
yeah, I mean, it wasn't it wasn't a threat at all. I haven't seen too much while I've been here in Washington. I've been interested to see, like, one of my coworkers saw a cougar, and they've seen like bears. Well, I was at work the other day. We saw a big herd of elk, and that was really cool. But we were in our truck, so we didn't really. It wasn't while I was hiking or anything, but yeah, these giant herds of elk out here. Do you have any crazy, weird animal adventures while hiking? Or encounters while hiking? Let us know in the comment section below.
Mad cow, mad cow.
You're so weird. So anyways, we're gonna keep moving on. I think we're taking a break, and Mom's,
I'm feeling better.
Good. So we'll move on and keep seeing what's along this trail. Kind of interesting lately. I don't know exactly how much filming I'll be doing with not being able to travel that much. I'd like to keep doing these hiking films though, as long as I can get outside and stay active and busy and do fun things at home, get projects accomplished, and do whatever I can to keep myself busy during this time. My work is sort of closed. It's kind of not very clear at the moment. I'm finding myself with lots of free time. I don't have a lot of backlog trips, so you might just be getting a lot of hiking trips out of me these next couple of weeks. I'd like to hear how things are going on with you during this time and some of the things that you're doing to pass the time. So comment in the comment section down below. So we've gone about as far as we're gonna go for today. How you feeling, Mama?
I've worked out. I work out.
We got to enjoy nature and get some vitamin D, and
Yeah.
we're feeling pretty darn good, I think. Cece is miserable because she's not allowed to go off leash or do whatever she wants to do, but we had a great time. This is a beautiful hike. I highly recommend Horseshoe Bend Trail. If you like this video, click that like button right now and subscribe. Subscribe so you'll see my future travel videos. Subscribe so you'll see more of my hiking videos. And also hit the notification bell so you'll know the next time a video comes up. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
And thank you for coming on our adventure.
Bye.
And oh, it's like a little picnic table. So there's a picnic table down that way. Oh, this looks like an actual camp spot. So this is just here. I wonder if you can just camp here. There's another, oh, these are the campgrounds. They're closed right now, but I guess you would drive in over there. It's directly across from the parking for the Horseshoe Trail. Right, and then these are the campgrounds. And then they have a bathroom over there. Oh, just in case you ever wanted to know before going camping what the campgrounds look like, here you go.